So client reached out to us and said that they wanted to renovate a property. It was an existing building that had part of it that was added on to, but the original structure was there. The original is approved, but the addition was not approved. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Ajawi TV, where we discuss architectural and construction related topics. I'm your host, I'm Ajawi. Welcome guys, welcome. It's season 2 of the Build with Ajawi series. If you are living overseas and you're looking to do construction within Jamaica and you want to be as involved in the process as possible, right? You want to have control over your construction, this series will show you how to do so, right? In particular, Ajawi Construction help you to do that, all right? So what to expect from this series? We will be taking you from start to finish for this particular project. We will show you the end product of this particular series. Now, how far along are we? We actually just signed off on the contract. Contractor has actually started preparing the site, right? Now, let me just give you a little backtrack on this project. So, client reached out to us and said that they wanted to renovate a property. It was an existing building that had part of it that was added on to, but the original structure was there. The original is approved, but the addition was not approved. So we decided that, well, she asked me to renovate it for her, so I said, hey, it's best if you get this building approved so that everything is approved, all right? So they added on. The addition was not approved, so once I went in, I measured up everything that is there and prepared a set of construction drawings, submitted to the parish council for their approval for the existing structure with the modification as it relates to updating the structure itself. So that was the first step. That took a little time. I had to make sure that I draw everything according to what is there and do the submittal to the parish council, have them approve it, and then we moved into the actual preparation of the contract, right? What did that entail? So what I did was I worked alongside my quantity surveyor and we prepared the bill of quantities, right? My quantity surveyor prepared the bill of quantities and executed a tender, right? Within the tender process, what we did was we invited a few contractors, reputable contractors that would provide us with a bid for the project, right? The contractors were given the opportunity to provide their bid. It was reviewed and it was presented in a spreadsheet to show the difference between the different bids comparing to the quantity surveyor's bill of quantities, right? So we saw what percentage difference are the contractors coming in at. So some were a bit higher, some were about 50% over, some were, another set were about 30% over, some were in line with the project with the quantity surveyor's estimation, right? So with that, we decided on which contractor we were going with and which one is most appropriate. Well, which one is most competitive, right? Because we don't just offer the contract to the cheapest contractor, we offer it to the most competitive contractor because we want to ensure that the client gets the end product at the end of the day. So you don't necessarily want to go with the cheapest, but rather than one who is most competitive to achieve the end result. All right. So with that, we utilize the 3D model. The QS and I utilize the 3D model. If there are questions, we meet and we went through the 3D model. If there are quantities that needed to be checked, we would use the model, the 3D model, to generate those quantities, and then able to update the BQ according to that. So there were instances where he would have done calculations based on just measuring, right? But with the 3D model, I was able to cross-reference it and saw where, okay, these areas, they're a little bit below what they're supposed to be based on the model and based on certain thicknesses, certain volume within the 3D model itself, right? Also, we were able to just go through and look at every aspect of the project with the 3D model. So within this project, we utilize BIM, right? Building Information Modeling. And that helped to really tighten up the project, right? So we got as close as possible to actual, right? Once we selected the contractor, the client was happy with the contractor, we met and signed off on contract, right? So we met in my office, as you can see, based on previous videos of us preparing our office. They met in our office, they were quite comfortable, and the client came, they were able to look over and sign off on the contract between the client and the contractor. They signed, and I was there, so I witnessed it. And the contractor was given instructions to move forward with the project. All right. So this process is vital because a lot of people within Jamaica don't do construction with a contract in place. Even though this is not a big project, it's a small project, but at the same time, we believe that if it is that you're going to do construction, get a contract in place so that everybody is on the same page and they can move forward efficiently, so that you can get the end result that you desire. All right. What else? We actually met on site, right? So after we signed off on the contract, because we actually met on site twice, right? So during the tendering process, we invited all the contractors to the site. We walked through with the contractors, and I had a printout of the drawings there. We walked through with the contractors, showed them the space, asked them to look back at their bids if they have submitted anything or if they have prepared it, look back at it and make sure that they capture everything that is necessary to ensure that they didn't miss anything. All right, so met with them and they went off again to update their quantities. I went back and looked at the drawings again to make sure we met again after the contract was signed, right? Once the contract has been selected, signed off on, I met with them on site to see what's happening. They got a period to start the project within 14 working days. So the contractor had the opportunity to ask me any questions as it relates to the design, any concerns that he may point out, anything that he may have missed during the tendering process, any questions as it relates to the design, he was able to ask me at this point. And he's now able to take over the site, and this is within a 14 working day period. All right, within this 14-day period, he's expected to get the insurance in place. He's expected to secure the site. He's expected to also get a performance bond to present to us, and to basically mobilize within that 14-day period to get things going. All right, and again, this is all done according to the contract, right? So it is important, you as a returning resident, it is important for you to actually establish a contract so that moving forward it is done in a seamless manner, or there isn't much uncertainty on the contractor part, and on your part, you are more secure. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we are. I'm going to show you some drone footages within this video, and I'm going to show you some pictures of, you know, the actual start. You know, demolition has started. Contractor had a few questions once we went on site, and we answered those questions, and he saw where, you know, okay, they're there. So with this project, with this particular contractor, I feel very comfortable with how he is working, right? Because I see where he has a system in place, right? And he's following that system, he's executing, he has mobilized his guys, and trust me, the way how he is working is very efficient. So I'm glad with the decision that we made as it relates to the contractor that we had selected for this particular project. Right, so you as a returning resident, what would I want you to take away from this particular video? This first video, one, make sure that you get your drawings done. If you have an existing building that you're going to renovate, a little tip, get it approved. Right, once you have an existing building that you have added on without approval and part of it is approved, you can always submit that building for approval. Chances are you'll get that approved. Another thing that I want you to take away from this project, make sure when you're doing your construction, you get a bill of quantities done, you have a quantity surveyor on the project so that you can track your project. Right? Another thing that I want you to take away, make sure you have a contract in place. Now, it's time for the bonus. Bonus for this project is that what we've done, I've done a video before on it. We did a spreadsheet, a project tracker. So the client will be able to track her project as it goes along the family, right? So what will happen is every time we pay to the contractor, every time we submit a bill, it will be checked by the quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor will sign off, then it will come to me. I will check on site to make sure that the work is done and it is according to standard, and then it's signed off. Once payment goes to the contractor, it will then go into a spreadsheet, right? That spreadsheet is accessible by the client, and the client will be able to see the date, and there will be a link there that they can click on to take them to the particular certificate, and then once we get a receipt, it will also be in that folder as well. So that's something that, you know, we implemented to make sure that the project has enough documentation taking place, and this will help the project to move along smoothly. So the client will be able to track how much they're spending. Every single dollar that they're spending, they will be able to track what they're spending. Also, if they're overspending, they can see how much money is left in the budget and where they need to be, right? A lot of times when people or when Jamaicans are doing construction, because they're not tracking everything that they spend, they don't really know how much they have spent on their structure, right? So that is one of the reasons why we decided at Ajawi to make sure that we track every single dollar you spend, what you spend it on, which area of the project is that allocated to, what is remaining in the budget, so that at the end of the project, the chances of you overrunning, right, is reduced, right? It's reduced because you are tracking as you go along. All right, I hope you enjoy the series, right? Make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we drop videos just like this one, right? I'm Ajawi, right? I'm Ajawi. Make sure you join the community. You know, there are discussions being had and there are a lot of things to come, so stick around, right? Leave your suggestions and I will definitely respond to you. All right, see you next time, see you in the next episode. This is episode 1. See you in episode 2. Peace. If you would like information on how you can do construction in Jamaica while you're living overseas, this is the channel for you. All right, you can also visit our website ajawiconstruction.com, where you can book a consultation with us to speak about your particular project. We are always here to help, and it would be our pleasure to speak about your particular project.